Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Courtside Soundoff podcast. Once again, I'm Josh Evanoff. Welcomed, as always, by the one and only Angel Ortega. It is a huge week. UFC 272 fight week. Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal going down from Las Vegas. Before we get into all that more, obviously we got to recap last week's UFC, as well as some new stuff. But before we get into the show, as always, RogueEnergy.com. If you want 10% off your order, use the code SOUNDOFF at checkout. That's code SOUNDOFF at checkout for 10% off of all your energy needs. As always, amazing sponsor of the program. They developed a premium stack of the form of delicious energy and focus drink. If you guys are looking for something nice to try, if you're looking for something for maybe you have a birthday coming up, maybe you're trying to get something for a friend, RogueEnergy.com, code SOUNDOFF, 10% off of your order. Last Saturday night from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada, UFC Vegas 49. Well, it went the way it was supposed to. Islam Makhachev defeating Bobby Green via TKO 323 of the first round. Bobby went out there. He said he was going to do what he did what he said he was going to do. He went out there. He punched Islam Makhachev in the face. The issue is Islam Makhachev does not like getting punched in the face, and he promptly took him down and got full mount damn near immediately, and got the TKO win. Look, man, I don't think there's a whole lot to say about this one, at least in regards to how the fight went. But just go ahead and give me your brief thoughts about it.
I mean, we knew it was going to happen, right, Josh? It's not a surprise, is it? Like, did anybody really come out of that not expecting this to kind of go this way? Just be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, you knew it was going to happen. Obviously, a lot of people were kind of hoping for a Bobby Green upset, or maybe Bobby Green to at least give him a tough fight or something. And it really didn't end up being that. It was really just another night in the office, man. It was it didn't take up a lot of time, and he got in and got out, man. Easy paycheck, honestly.
Yeah, about as easy as it gets. I mean, look, full credit to King Bobby Green. He truly is a king. Taking that fight on short notice, nobody wanted it. A lot of people admitted, even he questioned why a fighter on the other card, Umar, for example, he didn't take the fight and why he wasn't offered the fight. He actually was, but he turned it down. A lot of people did turn it down. In the end, Bobby Green's not that guy. I was happy for him to get the main event spot, but this is kind of what we expected. In the aftermath, he got on Instagram and said that, he didn't really like the stoppage. He thought it was a bit early. Do you thought this? I mean, just your personal opinion. What do you think about the stoppage itself? I thought it actually came really, really early.
I mean, maybe as a ref, you see stuff. Maybe he saw something that we didn't, or he felt like it was just generally a good idea. I don't know. Maybe there was just some thought I don't think he's gonna get out of. I don't know, right? I don't have a big issue with it, right? Because we know what would probably happen anyways. But at the same time, every fighter wants a good chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And look, I mean, I understand that people, because I saw Bobby kind of get shit on for that.
It's not like he controls that, but
yeah. In terms of him complaining about the stoppage, I mean, I understand. I thought it was really, really early, but at the same time, maybe I didn't see what Herb saw. I saw people were like, well, it wasn't going to change. I'm like, yeah, but still, there's a reason why you let fights play out. But in the end, yeah, probably wouldn't have changed. But at the end of the day, shout out to Islam Makhachev. I thought he was going to get a title shot after this. I really did, because he's on a nice win streak. Granted, one top 10 win? He does kind of have. I mean, let's just call a spade spade. I mean, let's just be honest. Not all of it is his fault, obviously.
No, but at the same time, though, Josh, it seemed like he was going to get the title shot if he would have fought this weekend.
True. He came out, in case you guys don't know, we'll talk about UFC 272 in probably about 15, 20 minutes. But, RDA's opponent, obviously Rafael Fiziev, is going to be some Rafael violence. He had to pull out of the fight. Islam Makhachev took to Twitter. He's like, I want that fight. Give me that fight. RDA, stop ducking me. Because they've had 3 fight bookings. I think Islam's pulled out twice. RDA's pulled out once. Anyways, talking shit. And then I guess they offered the fight to him and he turned it down. So they're like, all right, so you pulled this stunt. You're not getting your title shot. You're going to fight Beneil Dariush next.
Bam.
Which, obviously, I think that's really, really dumb and a stupid way to determine title shots, because that means Conor McGregor is probably going to get it next. He's probably going to fight the winner of Justin versus Charles, which, by the way, if you're Conor McGregor, goddamn, like, there's, like...
Not a good option either way.
No, I was about to say, it's probably I mean, as far as, like, the options for him, it's a good one for him to come back to. Those are much more preferable matchups than fighting fucking Islam Makhachev.
No, you're not wrong.
But, regardless, it is really stupid.
You know something, before we move on, I do want to mention, I did hear that it potentially could have been a money thing. And then, because they're going to have to pay, Islam a nice amount, obviously.
Oh, for sure.
And then they were already paying a lot of money on that card, too. And they're not going to pay Moicano what they're playing Islam, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's absolutely a big part of it.
And especially since it's on a pay-per-view, too. And, they're going to have to pay Jorge and Colby. Well, Dana doesn't want, I'm assuming Dana doesn't want to pay Colby to begin with anyways, so.
Well, Colby's not getting pay-per-view points neither one are getting pay-per-view points for this fight.
Which is really shitty.
Yeah, they're going really cheap on this card. I'm not sure. I feel like UFC's heard criticisms of fighter pay, and they've started paying them more, like paying them less. Like, I don't have anything to prove this, but, like, it's a theory.
It kind of feels like that. I mean, hey, man, they fucked themselves over because they didn't make this fight in Florida.
They did. It makes no sense for it to be in Vegas. I know that both Masvidal and Colby talked about, like, hey, yeah, we wanted this fight there, but, we don't control it. Just strange decision making by the UFC for this weekend's card. At least for back to last week's card. Yeah, man, this is look, it happened. It was a fight that, like, kind of got pumped for, got hyped for Bobby Green, but, like, this was always the way it was gonna go. I thought it went quicker than I thought it would, but that was almost always the way it was gonna turn out. But regardless, moving on to the co-main event, a little bit of a weird placement for the co-main event, but regardless, was still a pretty damn good fight. Wellington Turman upsetting Misha Cirkunov, getting this out of nowhere, getting the submission victory. I thought he was done in round 2, but he's able to pull off the comeback. What are your thoughts about that co-main event?
I can't believe it happened, Josh. I really thought Misha was turning around. He fought off the submission. He was doing well. It seemed like it was going his way. It seemed like he was doing everything he needed to do correctly. And then he ends up on the ground, and the fucking armbar just comes in, and it's just so quick, Josh. It was the quickest shit I've ever seen. Quickest tap I might have seen too, dude.
Yeah, man. Out of nowhere. Like, that's all you can say about it. That shit came out of nowhere, dude. Shout out Wellington Turman, but obviously I think kind of the bigger lead in this is, like, dude, Misha Cirkunov. I don't want to say he's one of the biggest UFC busts, but, like, since I've been watching, he's one of the biggest UFC busts. He can't, like, people really do kind of forget. Him against Nikita Krylov was, like, one of the biggest, like, it was a huge fight at UFC 206 way back in the day, 2016. It's like these two huge prospects were going to be fucking throwing down, dude. And I think he even moved into the top 5 after he won that fight. Like, I don't know if that's entirely correct, but he was in the top 10, top 7, somewhere around there. And then he just never got past that hump, dude. Like, he got lost 2-1 after that. Moved down to middleweight now, and he's lost 2 in a row there. Like, I would not be surprised if he gets cut because he's lost 4 of his last 5. Like, it's been...
He's just kind of stuck right now. He can't get over the hump.
He is, and it's disappointing, man. It's disappointing. I still like Cirkunov, still a cool dude, but, like, he's 35. He's only gonna be getting older now. It's just, I'm not sure what really is left for him.
One last title run, Josh.
Hey, man. I mean, we'll see what happens. Weird things have happened. Glory to cherished champion Jorge Masvidal is a fucking huge star, so who knows?
He's the BMF champion, Josh. Put some respect on his name.
Why did they not put that on the line in this one? Makes no sense.
They should have. I don't know why they did it.
Yeah, it makes no sense. No sense.
I guess Jorge didn't use code chaos at checkout. Maybe
he did not use code chaos. That's for sure. Anyways, moving on down this one, I really don't think we can just skip over the women's fight with Priscilla Cachoeira.
Jeong Hyun Kim got robbed, or not Jeong Hyun Kim. What's her name? Sorry, we were talking about Jeong Hyun Kim earlier. I apologize. Ji Young Kim.
That was a great fight. I did think that she got jobbed on that, though.
I thought she got robbed.
It was a fun shout out Priscilla Cachoeira, though. She keeps on trucking along, dude.
No, you're right. She is trucking along. I gotta respect it. But damn, dude, I really thought her opponent won that. It was a fun fight, though. Shout out to the ladies. They really did put out.
Yeah, Priscilla Cachoeira. I understand everybody wanted to get it cut after the Jillian Robertson fight, but, like, Girl comes to bang, man. I understand. It's like an entertainment perspective.
Oh, but until your eye gets gouged out, Josh, it's a different story.
But I don't think Priscilla Cachoeira is gonna come out of Brazil to find me in Kansas and just fucking guy.
Josh, until she makes you become into Michael Bisping, then you'll know.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. But yeah, regardless, I thought that was a fun fight. But I think this is the biggest fight of the night. In my opinion,
should have been the co-main still.
Should have been the main, if we're being completely honest here.
Shit, that fuck.
If Islam was off the card, if they just moved him off the card,
I mean,
would not have had a problem.
There was one devastating thing that did happen during this fight, though, Josh.
Okay.
You know what that one devastating is?
What is that one devastating thing?
That on the first takedown, Joel Alvarez gets 2 broken ribs.
That's true. That is true.
It's something you just can't control, right? You don't know it's gonna happen. I do wonder how different I wonder if the fight is completely different after that, because the takedowns did come in easily, but dude, he's moving with 2 fucking broken ribs.
I'm sure it would have been different.
I mean, and it's not like he was being a burger on the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
By any means, he was still trying to fight his way out of it in terrible fucking pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do wonder how that fight would have gone if he wasn't injured so early. And we had no idea about that. Anyways, we were looking at that fight like, holy shit, dude, Arman Tsarukyan is fucking Khabib or some shit. He's taking him down at will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and granted, I still, even with the broken ribs though, because that was something that he caused. This was such an impressive win, dude. Like, honestly,
it was. I'm not gonna take away from it. I am just heartbroken that ended up happening.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to, but it does give me a little bit of like, I do kind of wonder, especially just because Joel is such a interesting matchup. And I mean, obviously he'll be back, and he's a ranked guy. I think there's no doubt about that. He can fight. But damn, Arman Tsarukyan did look like a fucking savage, didn't he?
Dude, he looked like a fucking. And you guys know, I mean, we've talked. We love both of these dudes. Joel Alvarez is a fucking gamer, dude. Like, he beat up. Who did he fight before? Thiago Moises, I think. He battered him so much easier than, like, obviously different skill sets, but like he made like Thiago Moises, who's a really, really good guy, looked like a complete punk. He beat fucking Joe Duffy, ended his career. Like, he's a bad man. And Arman Tsarukyan gave up like fucking 7 inches in height, and he beat the dog shit out of him. Like, it was
that guy
ruthless.
He's a fucking unit, dude.
And I just want to go and remind people, guys, Arman Tsarukyan is 25 years old.
He's only going to get fucking better.
He fought Islam Makhachev, gave him his toughest fight, obviously excluding when he got knocked out, which, that was so long ago when he got knocked out. But by Argino Martins. That was so fucking long ago. Regardless, with the exception of
he's not the same guy,
No, he's not. That was in 2015. So with the exception of that, he's given him his closest fights since then. And Arman Tsarukyan was like 21 years old. I'm not sure if the math adds up on that. I think he'd be 22 years old, when he fought him. And he took that fight on like 2 weeks' notice. Like, that is insane, dude. Straight up, an absolute gamer, Arman Tsarukyan is. He's only going to get better. I am this win huge.
Who's his next opponent, dude? That's actually the better question.
Well, let me go and pull up the rankings, because that's a good ass question. I
didn't even think about that. Usually right after the fight, I'm like, dude, who's he gonna fight next?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that question. So Arman is ranked 12. Strange, it's kind of ranked that low, but dude, I think 2 fights make a lot of sense. So, obviously, RDA is going to be fighting this weekend. Benny is going to be fighting Islam. Poirier is probably going to move to welterweight. Gaethje is going to fight for the title. A lot of guys are booked. A couple guys that are not booked right now. Brad Riddell's not booked, I don't believe. Diego Ferreira, Gamrot, Fiziev, Gillespie. I think they got to run Gillespie versus Tsarukyan straight up.
I think that's the play too. That's a banger of a fight too.
That is, and the winner of that.
Unless they want a sacrificial lamb of Tony Ferguson and Arman.
No. I don't think they're going to do that.
You don't think they're going to do that? Yeah, because Tony's going to fight Michael Chandler.
Yeah, so. Yeah, man. I'd love to see the winner of Ferguson Chandler fight the winner of Tsarukyan Gillespie.
Damn, you're already setting it up like that? That sounds
damn right I am. And the winner of that fight for the
Chandler
title,
Tsarukyan sounds like a banger anyways. Can we just set that up straight away?
That sounds fucking great, dude. I can see Chandler winning that too. Chandler's the weird guy that, like, I could see him simultaneously winning and also losing to anybody in the top 15.
Come on. Fuck. Are you sure?
Maybe not. Okay, let me rephrase. I think he would always beat Diego Ferreira.
Okay.
That's it. But for the most part, I'm saying for the most part, I think that I can see that happening.
It's not like he nuked Dan Hooker, which he's still in the lightweight rankings, but he's not going to be in them for long.
Yeah, I'm obviously not including him because he's moving down. But yeah. Anyway, man, I don't know, man. Arman Tsarukyan, he's gonna get a huge fight next. That's what I'm excited about. That's what I'm really excited about, is to see what happens.
I wanted to announce it, and he can do a decent turnaround too. He's gonna fight. I hope he fights again this year.
That's all I hope for. Like, I want him to be active, and so far he's being more active. You know, like he fought in September of 2021, made not a somewhat quick turnaround, but from September to February, you know, that's decent. So I'm sure he'll fight again this year.
You know, I don't know, right? I mean, I know he's fighting out of Russia, and he's Armenian. I wonder if he's by any chance Muslim. I'm not going to make any assumptions, but obviously with Ramadan, I know that plays a big part.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if he is or isn't. I'm just asking. I don't know if you know. But if he is, I'm assuming that might be a factor.
That might be a factor, but I don't know. I don't know for sure.
I don't know. No assumptions being made. Just if it is by any chance, you know. Maybe that's why we don't see him as often.
Yeah, but regardless, we'll go and see what happens with him in the future. As far as the rest of the card goes, my man, what are some other fights you want to go and highlight?
Oh, dude, I got to highlight my boy Anaxo Bahamondes getting the big win. He had his dad in his corner, too. Big time victory for him, obviously, over Zhu Rong, who missed weight. Obviously, shitty situation, right? But good for Anaxo, right? Because he gets part of his purse, so. He got a nice little payday. I know he's back in Chile with his family, visiting his old gym. 24 years young, man. I think he has a lot to still improve on, still figure things out. And I mean, dude, he's 6'3", he's a lightweight. I don't know. I don't think his career will be at lightweight forever. I think he needs to put on some weight, dude, and eventually move up to 170. Or if not, build his frame up at 155 and be like a nice, big, decently sized 155er. Because I feel like he's a light 155er right now. Because I think he even comes under the limit sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he weighed in at 154 these last two times, 154 and a half. I don't think he's weighing in 154 and a half because he's going over. I think it's just because he's generally lighter.
Yeah. Yeah, but honestly, dude, this card is a bit light, you know, for me personally. But a guy that I'm super high on getting another huge win, Terrence McKinney. Obviously, incredible story. Came in short notice last time, and he just absolutely annihilated Matt Favola. He's taking on Fair Zayam, choked him out in the first round, you know. Solid win for him. Only 27 on a crazy win streak right now.
Book him again. Another guy we want to see again, dude. First round finish, you know, like honestly, he could have fought again last year. He was set up for last year. It got canceled because he was supposed to fight his opponent.
Yeah.
But one of McKinney's cornermen had COVID, so that fucking sucks. But hey, man, you got this one done. Book the next one. Get this UFC contract out of the way and get your money, bro. Keep getting paid more.
For sure. And he's a guy that's fucking. He's one of those guys like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm here, dude. You know, I'm coming on. You know, he's one of those guys that's like super confident. It's hard not to argue with his fucking win streak either. Like he's like.
Oh, in the first round too.
Yeah, it's one of those things like if you look at like. Sometimes you look at like a fighter's record, it's like, oh, they don't have too many names. It's how you beat guys. That's what I've always said. And he's fighting guys that are on the lower level, like, you know, top.
But he's beating 30, them the way you should.
Beating the shit out of them. So, yeah, man. He's like, he offered to fight RDA this weekend. He's like, it doesn't matter who's going to be there. I'm going to be lightweight champ, like, by the end of next year. I'm like, you know what? We'll see what happens. You know?
We love that energy.
Love it. And I got to give a quick shout out. Man, Michael Gilmore. I don't know what to say about it. We've done the exact opposite of pump this guy up.
We pumped him down.
We pumped him down. We're like, this guy's not good. But
we respect him though. He's come back every time. I mean, he's definitely getting cut after this.
There's no way, right?
No way. I mean, Josh, they also gave him another terrible matchup. I mean, they gave him another guy.
Oh, they're not doing this fucking dude any favors. Like,
oh, dude, this guy has so many wins over rear naked choke, guillotine choke.
And he you know what? He fought out of one. You know, he showed some heart in there. And he showed heart in his last fight too. He's just not very good, you know.
He's just not UFC caliber.
Yeah, and you know, maybe he will get another fight just because like Dana loves guys that like come in on like short notice and they're willing to fight anybody, and that's exactly what Michael Gilmore does. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's
And he did get an opponent change too, but still,
Ramis Bramaj is a good motherfucker. Like, he's fucking good. Like,
he was supposed to fight Johnny Parsons originally, which, I mean, maybe would have been a better fight for him. I don't know, but it's just Michael Gilmore, and anybody who can take him down and has a pretty good submission game. It's not a good mix.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
Not a good night in the office for him.
No, not at all. As far as the rest of the card goes, it was a good card. Not a whole lot of huge names on it though. This weekend though, man, fucking love it. I'm so pumped for this card. So pumped for this fight.
It's a pay-per-view, man.
Yeah, UC 272 going down to the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada this Saturday. Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal. Former friends turned bitter rivals is the tagline of the poster, and it couldn't be any more accurate. These two guys were fucking roommates, dude. They were the bestest of friends, all right? For a long time. For a long, long time, up until around 2019. I believe it happened after Covington beat RDA, I guess there's some issue with, like, a coach not getting paid, and it had a wedge started this whole beef between them. Coach actually is confirmed. Like, I see a lot of people are like, man, who do you guys believe in this whole Colby, Jorge situation? Like, I'm like, dude, the coach has like said for years, like, yeah, Colby didn't pay me. Like there's no real the beef is well known at this point, like how the source started. Like, but regardless, they're gonna throw down. After all the talk, they've called each other out for the last couple of years now.
Finally,
it's gonna happen, dude. And this has more than just the beef. It's like the winner of this. It keeps themselves alive. They keep themselves above water. Both these guys, obviously, Covington has the Usman rub by virtue of he had close fights with the guy, but he still has lost 2 of his last 3. Masvidal has lost 2 in a row. But thanks to their name value, they are going to be fighting main event 5 rounds. Man, I mean, give me your early thoughts. You don't have to give the pick right now, but what are your early thoughts? What's your anticipation level for this weekend?
I'm really excited, man. I've been saying that I've been wanting this fight for a while now. And dude, there's so much footage out there of them being, friends, hanging out and, living with each other. Just it's hard to believe that, these guys don't like each other now with all the stuff you see. I've been watching some of the videos on the YouTube channel and watching a little little pre-hype videos that the UFC uploads, man. And you read the comments and a lot of people feel the same way. They're like, "Damn, dude, it's kind of sad, man."
Yeah, it's
kind of sad, that they don't like each other anymore, and that they're in this situation because they seem like just a happy duo, dude. I don't know if I could compare it to our friendship, Josh, but I could definitely relate to having a good friend, right? And
a good friend turned into an asshole, bro. I think we can both fucking.
Actually, never mind. Fuck. Maybe we have more parallels. Yeah, okay, you got us there. Okay, Josh.
I got your ass, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I guess we can relate somehow. Maybe not you and me directly, but you and me and other friends we've had in the past.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, we all have had a friend, right? And we've all been there. And imagine, going through and not being that anymore. And obviously, if you get like us, we've experienced that. It's you have that sort of animosity. So I get where it's coming from. For these guys, dude, they're fighters, dude, and they actually get to fight. And it's gonna be, I remember, what was it, Josh? Maybe a few months ago we were talking. I'm like, dude, there's no fucking sick ass rivalries right now, dude. I want some shit where they can't even be in the same fucking room.
DC level,
I want them not be able even to see each other, dude. I need 7 security guards to even stop it, dude.
Like the Mike Tyson. Remember whenever Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis fought, they had an entire row of security guards in the ring when they were doing announcements? I want that shit, bro. I want that energy.
And I think we're going to get that, dude. I don't know what's going to happen after the fight. I don't know what's going to happen leading up to the fight. Obviously, we got media tomorrow, which is going to be a big fucking thing, dude. Obviously, with the fans live. And, you saw Jorge commit verbal murder on fucking ESPN. I'm getting pumped up talking about it now, man. I'm really feeling the energy now. I didn't have it earlier in the week, but now I'm getting it, dude. Because tomorrow it's time, man, and it's actually. Do we get media today? Do we get any media today since it's Thursday? We get it tomorrow.
That's a good question. Actually, we should get a press conference later today. Yesterday was the media day. I'm not sure if you caught anything of that.
I didn't.
I watched a lot of that stuff because I have to do it. It's my literal fucking job. You mentioned what's gonna happen in the aftermath. You know what Colby said? Somebody asked him are you gonna make amends like how you did it with Kamaru. You know what he said?
What do you say?
He said, "Why would I want to be friends with that fucking criminal, that fucking scumbag, that waste of?" I'm like, Jesus fuck, Colby's
holy fuck, man, this man's unleashing.
Right, he is. And and I don't remember what. I'm pretty sure somebody asked.
Dude, Colby's gonna walk out with Jorge's ex, dude.
He even said, he's like, dude, his family likes me more than they like him. I'm like, holy fuck.
What the fuck? What is that?
Dude, I'm like, Jesus fuck, Colby, chill out, man. Like, but yeah, so they're not gonna make amends after this. I think that, because here's the thing, it's like the Kamaru beef. Like, yeah, Colby said a lot, literal racist shit. Like literally racist.
Said it, man. We've talked about this.
Some terrible stuff. However, that a lot of that was it's weird to say, he was being racist for the gimmick. I truly believe he was playing the character. And a lot of the time the character lines get blurred because, a lot of people at AT are like, yeah, Colby's the character now. But, with Kamaru, we kind of knew that was like what it was. With Masvidal, this is a real. Have you seen the video of everybody from ATT talking about the rivalry?
I think I've seen something like that, or I saw the what is it called? The embeddeds, because I know they did have an embedded where they had quite a few of the guys talking about it.
Dude, they had a whole compilation of guys at ATT talking about it, and there was like Arlovsky in it and Joanna in it, like other people. And Arlovsky was like, "So what do you think about Colby?" He's like, "Fuck that piece of shit." And I'm like, oh man, like if Andre Arlovsky's not a man you want angry at you, all right? Joanna said something similar. He's like, Colby's flaunting all his money. Like, dude, we know you have money problems. That's why you're not paying coaches, all right? You're not Conor McGregor. Like, she went off on him, like, and there's a whole, like, 3-minute video of, like, guys about ATT talk about the rivalry, all being like, yeah, he's become the character, But yeah, man, I'm hyped for this fight. I'm so pumped about it, man. I'm way more excited than I thought I was going to be. Because there's no real implication of this fight. Like, even if whoever wins this not going to get a title shot next, because they're literally down 0-2 in the rivalry with Kamaru. Both of them are.
I know, right? Devastating.
Like, there's like negative stakes in this one. Like, they're pretty much essentially only fighting because they dislike one another. Like,
and Colby, for money.
Yeah, well, and for money, but even money is not that big a part of it because, like, Colby talked about, like, yeah, I'm not getting pay-per-view points for this fight. I didn't try to negotiate a new contract because it was a main event. I just want to fight him. And it was the same thing for Jorge. So they just dislike each other. Like, this is that real beef.
That real fight shit.
Yeah, I remember, like, years ago, people were like, do Jorge and Colby actually dislike each other? People were like, no, they're just doing it for, like, to stay in the headlines.
They're boys. About that, dude. I always thought they didn't like each other. They just. Yeah. It was weird because I had seen the video of them being cool, and I'm like, I wonder what happened. Now I know.
Now we know. Now it started with, like, Colby not paying one of their mutual coaches, and it just spiraled out of control. Yeah, man. I think the only thing left to do is kind of make picks. Obviously, going into this one, I believe Colby is a 3-1 favorite. I don't know if that's accurate. I'm pretty sure the betting lines opened up at that. I can look it up right now. But regardless, Colby is a massive favorite. It seems he's the odds-on favorite. Everybody seemed to pick him. Do you think that Jorge Masvidal can spring the upset on Saturday night?
Without giving my pick away, I do think he can. I think he can win this fight. I don't know if that comes as a surprise to you or not, but I think he's capable of winning this fight. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. Obviously it's been a while since they trained together, but there's some knowledge of each other there, right? Certain things don't change, some tendencies stay the same, right? Still the same guy at the end of the day. He still bleeds, I still bleed, type deal, right? Only so much has happened in such a long period of time. They know each other in ways some other people don't know, right? And how much of a factor that plays in the fight, who fucking knows, right? It's been so long that things might be a little different. Maybe things have changed. One guy has improved on something. One guy hasn't improved on one thing. They used to fuck him up with all the time. But that's definitely something going into it. On top of that, dude, I always look back at that fucking Kamaru first fight, dude, with the botch, not the botch, but the shitty weight cut in Abu Dhabi, last minute, making weight, and Kamaru still didn't take Jorge down, man. He had him on the cage. He had to grind him against the fence. Just had to hold him and hold him and hold him, dude. And honestly, dude, I don't think Colby has as good at takedowns as fucking Kamaru, dude. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think he does. And I don't know if Colby will be able to take him down. If Colby is able to take him down and is able to pile them on, if he starts getting them and he's able to put him against the fence and tire him out and set the pace that he can't set, I do think this fight could go Colby's way. And for Jorge, dude, I think Jorge's going to tune him up on the feet, dude. He's going to tune him up on the feet. He's going to touch him up. His combinations are going to land better than what Kamaru's would. They're going to land cleaner than what Kamaru's would. And look, Kobe's had 2 fucking heavy fights in not too long of a time against Kamaru, dude. He's taking shots, he's eating shots, he's been taking
got knocked
damage.
out one of them, you know.
You know, he's been getting lit up, man. Look, Jorge did get knocked out, but he's never been knocked out in his career, and it was the cleanest fucking shot in the world, man. Perfect fucking weight distribution. I mean, everything was perfect in that shot. I don't think Colby's gonna beat him on the feet. I don't think he's gonna tune him up or anything. I think Jorge Masvidal has a great chance of winning this. He could get wrestle fucked against the cage. I do think that's a possibility, and it could turn into a boring fight. For some reason, though, I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm picking Jorge as the upset pick, Josh.
Oh wow, taking Jorge. Yeah, dude. Look, you brought up a really, really good point. The way that Kamaru Usman beat Jorge Masvidal is a completely different way than Colby's going to have to do. But at the same time, people really do. I feel like people just don't watch Colby's fights. They just have like this weird image in their head. Like I've watched Colby's
He's just a god.
I mean that's it for a lot of people. Like because he had close fights with Kamaru, but like, and they know he's a wrestler. He's a wrestler in the same way that Kamaru is. He will get you up at the fence. He will grind you. He will do a lot of clinch work. He's not a double A guy. He's not a Habib style wrestler. He's gonna get you up in the clinch. He's gonna get you up against the fence. He's gonna try and wire on you. He's gonna try and grind on you. That's how he's gonna get takedowns. But people act like we saw Usman can do it. Jorge is very good in the clinch. He's very, very good at stuffing takedowns. And the way that Kamaru beat him is because he would fake the takedown and he would land right hands. We saw that in the second fight. He went ahead and feinted the takedown, landed the cleanest right hand you'll ever see. Like movie shit, dude. And he put him down, put him out. We are very well aware that Colby does not have that power to do that. Could he feint takedowns, land big shots? For sure. But Jorge does have an iron chain. He's been knocked out once in his entire career. And obviously that plays into it because we just saw that in his last fight. But he did the right thing. He took some time off. He took a year off out of the cage. He did not run back in there to take more damage. I still think Jorge's chin's probably going to be mostly the same. And even if it's not mostly the same, I don't think Colby's going to be the guy to expose it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, I thought about this all week, and I think I've always been wary of one thing in MMA. Whenever your stock is built entirely off of losses. For like, just as this one example. Remember back in the day whenever Lando Venata fought Tony Ferguson, and he gave him hell? And like Lando got pumped up into oblivion. I'm not sure. I don't know how in touch with you were like with MMA at that time, but like Lando got hyped to oblivion because he gave Tony a close fight. And that's just one example. This happens a lot throughout MMA history where like a guy will look good in defeat, he'll exceed expectations, and he'll get pumped up into oblivion. And every single time those guys come crashing down because you should not build stock off of losses. What is Colby's best win? Like a close fight with RDA 4 years ago. Like, he's had issues with training. He's 34 now. I mean, Jorge's getting older too, but, like, we've seen Jorge get better with age. He's also, like, a lot of his wins are still somewhat relevant. Actually, I take that back. Neither one of these guys was irrelevant. I just remembered who his last fight was with Nate Diaz. But regardless, both these guys, a lot of their wins are not great. Like, they're built up entirely off of their personalities, the way they talk, and the way they put themselves in positions. Like, I'm also going to pick Jorge Masvidal for the upset. I think this is his time, dude. I really don't – I think he's coming to this emotional, but I think so is Colby. And I think Colby, he's taking a lot of damage, man. I understand that, obviously, Jorge got knocked out, but we've seen a lot of fights where Colby just gets battered and he wins based on the fact that, like, you know, he has more activity, he has more pressure, but he takes a lot of damage doing that. There's only so long you can do that before his chin gets cracked. He got cracked once against Kamaru. He got nearly finished in the second fight against Kamaru. Whenever he fights like precise strikers, it tends to not go very well for him. Just because we haven't seen that happen too much. He fought RDA, who's a pressure guy. Damian Maia tuned him up on the feet. Dong Kim was past his prime. Like, those are kind of his only. Tyron Woodley fucking got knocked out by Jake Paul like a couple months after he fought Colby. So, I mean, look, man, I just don't think he's going to be able to. They got 5 rounds, right? They're going to go ahead and stay on the feet for 5 rounds. And I don't think he's going to be able to get him out of this. Every single round starts on the feet. And I also don't think that Jorge, I don't think Colby's going to be able to get him down to the mat. I'm going to take Jorge Masvidal if the upset knockout. Am I confident about that? Not at all. Do I think it's going to happen? Yes. I'll take Jorge for the upset.
Fucking love that energy.
Yeah. Regardless, I think it's going to be a hell of a fight. I would not be surprised if it goes the other way, but I don't know, man. I'm pumped, man. I really am pumped for it. Moving on down the card, the co-main event, obviously we mentioned it. Rafa Fiziev out, Renato Moicano in. We're going from Rafael violence to a different R name, Rafael versus Renato. Angel, you hate this fight. I know you went ahead and
I don't hate the fight. It's just not what I wanted.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, whatever, bro. Fuck off.
You just got mad because I called you a sheep. That's all it is.
How am I a sheep for liking this fight?
It's just the fact that you were just accepting it.
I mean, what the fuck?
You were just complacent. That you weren't outraged.
But what am I gonna do?
Complain. You're a media member, Josh. You can complain. They'll listen to you.
I can't make.
You have a badge. I don't.
I can't make Islam accept the fight. And of the available options, this one's probably the best. Bro?
Huh? Said, damn, why'd you call him out like that?
I mean, that's literally what happened.
Brother,
I like this fight, though. I'm a big Renato Moicano fan, so I'm not going to complain.
You must have a lot of faith in Renato Moicano.
No. I mean, we'll get into the preview in a second, but, like, obviously, Renato Moicano, we just saw this man, like a month ago? Less than a month ago? Not beating the shit out of Alexander Hernandez, who really... That did not work out for him, calling out the UFC like why am I not on the main card? He got put on the main card, got annihilated.
Yeah, no, not a good look.
Yeah, man. And Renato Moicano, interesting guy. He's 32. He's a guy that was like really, really pumped up. I mean, he was a guy that like looked like future title challenger, and he got damn close a couple of different times. Had he beat Brian Ortega, he would have gotten the title shot. Had he beat, Jose Aldo, he would have gotten that title shot. So on and so forth. He moved up to lightweight. Kind of had, a couple of, he's 3-1 at lightweight, but you also got to remember, like, lightweight's a super deep weight class. He's not even close to ranked. Like, interesting stuff going on there. As far as this fight goes, man, Rafael dos Anjos, we haven't seen him in, a year and a half. Last fight was Paul Felder on, like, 3 days' notice. That was a hell of a fight, though. Fight of the night, beat him via split decision, which was a terrible split. Renato Moicano got a chance to jump into the top 5 here on just like 4 days' notice. Give me a preview for this fight, my man.
Look, once again, dude, it's one of those scenarios for the guy where the guy isn't ranked, and it's just the biggest fucking W if he wins. Does he get it done, Josh? I don't believe so, bro. I don't think so. I think RDA is going to come in. I hope we get the good RDA, though, if you know what I'm saying. I was listening to someone talk about this. They're like, dude, do you ever watch RDA and you're like, sometimes he's just kind of checked out, Like, you don't get that RDA, Like, he's just not showing up for that one, and he'll lose to a guy that he probably shouldn't lose to. I wonder if that's going to happen. I don't think it will, but I'm going to pick RDA for this one. Look, it's on short notice. He won last time on short notice. Well, not him. He won last time against a short notice opponent. I doubt his short notice opponent's going to be able to give him too much of a threat. I mean, I think he'll give him a good fight. I'm not going to discredit Renato Moicano. I'm not going to say his ability is something good. He can definitely give him a fight. He has a possibility of winning. Do I think he's going to win? No.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of where I am. I think there's actually a pretty good chance of Renato Moicano pulling this off. I'd feel better if it was like, I'll be straight up, if this fight wasn't such short notice, I'd actually pick Renato Moicano. I think he's a very good style to stop RDA with very good leg kicks, pretty damn good cardio in his own right, very good striker. Like, he's very well rounded. He's also big for lightweight. Like, I'm not sure how that dude ever made featherweight. Very big for the weight class. I believe he said he weighed in 180 when he took this fight. So,
God damn.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting cut for him. They are going to be fighting at a catch weight 160, but still, though. RDA, man, I feel like because he's ranked so highly, we do kind of forget his recent struggles. I mean, he beat Paul Felder, but I feel like he probably should have beaten Paul Felder a lot easier than he did, considering Paul Felder took that fight on such short notice. Lost to Chiesa, lost to Leon Edwards. He beat Kevin Lee, but, that was Kevin Lee at 170. He's been struggling for a long time. Got marked by Usman, close fight with Colby. That's essentially his track record since 2018. So a couple ups and downs there. Obviously, the cut to lightweight is rough for him as well, but we'll see what happens, man. I'm going to take RDA. I just think short notice. He's been training for a long time. He is 37, which does give me some pause. At a certain point, he is going to fall off. I don't think it's going to happen here, though. I think he's going to get the win. I think he's going to move on. And, RDA is a guy, 37 years old. He's only getting older, but yet still, even with the ups and downs, you got to give him some credit, dude. Like, he's going to probably move in the top 5 with this win. And to be 37 years old and to be top 5 is borderline insane at lightweight. Like, that is just fucking, like, you never.
Dude,
like,
we
you
said
never hear that.
we said a Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson. Dude, we might get RDA versus Michael Chandler.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
That's a banger.
It is.
Dude, we just like Michael Chandler. Dude, Michael Chandler just has a lot of great matchups in this weight class.
He's so fun. That's the thing. Like, he always comes to bang.
He does.
Like, the thing, and like, I remember in Bellator, he kind of criticism over the years because he would either show up to bang or he would just have a complete flop and he would just try and wrestle and not really. He'd take the safe way, you know.
Hey man, I can't hit on that though. You want to win.
Yeah, exactly. But since he came to the UFC, he's like, fuck it. Like, he's just going balls out in every single fight, and I love it. You know, love me some Michael Chandler. But yeah, man, as far as the flyweight fight goes, it's gonna be 5 rounds too. I like these 5-round co-mains where it's non-title. Like, you know, no reason to be 5 rounds, but I like it. You know.
Wait, the co-main will be a 5-rounder?
Yeah, because it was supposed to be a 5-rounder with Rafael and Rafael, so they left it.
Oh fuck, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I'm picking Dos Anjos. 5 rounds on a couple days' notice. Woof.
I don't know. Maybe Makana could do something with the 5 rounds.
If it was 3 rounds, I feel a lot more confident. But
Well, because he could do more in 3 in a very short amount of time. I get that, but 5 rounds, you never know. But there's factors. Win. There's a win and a loss to both. You know, in my opinion.
For sure, I get that.
I have strong opinions about this next fight, Josh.
This next fight being Edison Barboza versus Bryce Mitchell.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Dude, I think Bryce Mitchell's gonna get fucked up by Edson Barboza.
Really?
Dude, I think Edson Barboza's gonna hurt Bryce Mitchell terribly.
Huh? Give me your rationale. Like,
dude, first of all, every fight starts on its feet. You know?
Mm-hmm.
For one. On top of that, what's it called? I don't think Bryce Mitchell's gonna be able to take down Edson Barboza at fucking will. You know? That's another thing. And Edson Barboza, like, if you take him down, it's like I feel like if you do take him down, the guys who are gonna give him trouble are the guys who are like controlling on the ground. You know what I mean? The guys who keep him down, the wrestling guy, the you know, like the Khabib style. You know, obviously not that specific style like Khabib, right? Obviously that's unique to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And even then, like Khabib still had to try a fair bit to get the takedowns on Edson Barboza in that fight. A lot of people forget. Obviously he did get him, and they worked out really well. And he kept them on the ground, right? It's not like he was getting up from them, but to get to them, he still had to work a little bit for them. And Bryce Mitchell isn't Khabib, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a lot of faith in Edson Barboza. A lot of people are picking Bryce Mitchell. I don't know fully why. He has a good ground game. His stand-up isn't great or anything. Like, I think Edson Barboza is, like, fucking obviously way beyond, and he's way ahead of a lot of people in this division. Yeah. Whereas Bryce Mitchell has never fought anybody to the level of Edson Barboza. And no disrespect to Andre. No disrespect to Andre Fili. Andre Fili probably at that point was his best fighter he's ever fought, I think. You know?
Oh yeah, I mean it's not even close. Bryce Mitchell's very, very good, but he's very untested.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest test of his career. If he can get through Edson Barboza, that would be really impressive. He's gonna have to be really tough in this fight and just show a lot of adversity. He's gonna take a lot of damage, I think. And if he wants to win, dude, I mean, he's gonna win by submission. He's not gonna win by fucking, you know, decision win is gonna be really tough too, unless he can keep it on the ground a lot. Mm-hmm. And even then, I think Barboza is still gonna be like, you know, be able to fight out submissions, get back to his feet. Because I don't think Bryce Mitchell's going to be able to hold him down.
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know, even with Barboza's last loss to Giga, you know, he lost a guy who, you know, he fed into his game. I don't think that's going to happen in this fight.
Yeah. Look, and also, I mean, the good news is that Bryce Mitchell's the first fighter to not have to worry about losing brain cells by fighting. That's the good news. No, nothing. All right, anyway, so as far as
I had water in my mouth. It was actually like great timing.
Huh?
I had water in my mouth, so it was like great timing.
Nice. Yeah, man. As far as this fight goes, I mean, it's funny. I'm kind of on the same like wavelength that you are. As far as this one goes, man, I feel like a lot of people are really sleeping on Barboza. I don't know what the betting odds are for this one, but dude, like, all I've seen is Bryce Mitchell. Like, you've been like, I pulled it up right now. Okay, he is actually only a slight favorite, minus 165.
I do think at some point it was bigger though.
That's what I thought. I want to see what the opening is. By the way, I never really got back to it. Colby's a damn near 4-1 favorite against Jorge. It's only getting wider, which is fucking wild. Anyways, though, as far as this fight goes, man, I mean, I really think Barboza is being slept on a bit here. I feel like because he got wrestled, like annihilated by Habib and Kevin Lee all the way back in the day, people forget just how good he is at grappling. If you exclude those two fights, nobody really takes him down. Like nobody. In a 145, he looks huge.
Oh yeah, he's strong as shit.
He's strong as shit, dude. Like he's absolutely insane. I'm a big fan of Barboza, man. I really do think like that last fight to Giga really kind of, I don't know, man. I really do think it's kind of a nice fight for him. Like I think Bryce Mitchell, my biggest criticism of him has always been like on the feet, he's kind of a sitting duck. He really, really is. He doesn't get so much criticism because he's not like Chase Hooper level,
No.
But
he does get tagged up though.
he gets tagged up for sure. And also he has that grappling style where it's always just get a hold of you. But if you can't get him down, it's kind of a problem. He's not great. He's not a great takedown guy. He's just a good submission. You know what I mean? Like good control on the ground, but it's hard for him to get the fight there sometimes. And Edson Barboza's huge. He's strong. I'm gonna take Barboza here, man. So we're on the same page for that one. Moving on down the card, I'm actually very excited for this fight. I think it's kind of like one that's flying under the radar. Kevin Holland moving on down to welterweight. I believe this is going to be his welterweight debut. At least in the UFC.
I think he's fought at welterweight before, but just not in the UFC.
Yeah, correct. It's going to be his welterweight debut in the UFC. Taking on Cowboy Alex Oliveira. Cowboy, I think, past his prime, I'd say. He's 34, but he's an old 34. I mean, he's been in the UFC for 10 years. Not 10 years. More like 8 years now. Yeah, man. I'm going to go ahead and take Kevin Holland here. But, dude, I'm excited for this one. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a fun banger. I'm picking Kevin Holland. I think he get a late finish, too. I'm not sure why he moved down to 170. I think he should have stayed at 185, hired a nutritionist, put on some mass. Because he was a very light 185er, dude. But he was still tagging people up. I mean, he tagged, was it Brunson or Marvin Vettori late in the round and then in their fight?
Both of them.
Both of them. He tagged both of them really late. And you kind of wonder, with maybe some improved wrestling, some added muscle, some good diet, what happens at 185? You know what I mean? I'm kind of disappointed he's moving down to 170, honestly. I think the matchups were more fun to me at 185, and I think reaching the title at 185 would have been a lot quicker than reaching it at 170 for him.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, too. I really think those 3 losses, granted one of them became a no contest to the one to Kyle Daukaus, I think they really fucked him up, man. I don't think he'd ever admit it, but, it's one thing to go from being the guy who gets 6 wins in a year to losing 3 in a row. That's got to be the biggest roller coaster of emotions that any human being has to deal with. That was just so rough. And even though it got overturned to a no contest, you talk to a lot of fighters when that sort of thing happens. They're like, no, man, I lost that. A lot of people are hard on themselves when that sort of shit happens. But regardless, man, I do think this is a good fight for him. I'm not sure if I like the move to 170, but I guess we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm more of the camp that you are, where at 185 he's already established, he's already ranked. He might as well hire a nutritionist. He's already working on his wrestling, with Johnny Hendricks. So
shout out
the OG Johnny Hendricks. I don't know, man. I'm not sure how I feel about it. We'll have to see what happens though. I do think this is a good matchup for him to get his feet wet at 170 though. He's definitely not jumping into the deep end, which I'm a big fan of. But the card opener, dude, how the fuck is Greg Hardy still on the main card? I understand it's kind of a meme at this point, but Greg Hardy has been on the main card of every single UFC fight he's ever had. Every single one. Which is insane to me. He's lost 2 in a row, but granted, Tai Tuivasa, Marcin Tybura, very good guys, very, very good guys. Nearly knocked out. He had Tai Tuivasa more rocked than Derek Lewis did, which wild to think about. Because Greg Hardy's always been a guy that you see he has the physical ability. He's just not all the way there yet, and I'm not sure if he'll ever get all the way there because he's 34 now. But regardless, he's taking on Sergey Spivak. Weird guy. I don't think anybody expected Sergey Spivak to come in and be as good as he has been in the UFC. He started off his career by getting knocked out by Walt Harris in 15 seconds. So, regardless, he's coming off a loss to Tom Aspinall, who dominated him. But that doesn't mean a whole lot because Tom is probably, the greatest prospect at heavyweight right now, by a mile. So, yeah, who do you got in this main card opener?
It's a banger, dude. I think if look, for Greg to win, he needs to get it done early on in the first round. After that, he's going to slow down too much. I don't think the cardio has probably improved too much since this last fight. For for Sergey, he could win it, but he's always going to be in danger even late in the round, so he's going to be really smart. I think the safe pick is Sergey, but I don't think Greg Hardy's a bad pick because Greg Hardy could nuke him at any point in the fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page here. I think Greg Hardy, he's got the power to really do anything. I mean, I remember thinking like in that Tybor fight, I'm not sure if you remember that first round, like he was tagging him up, and he looked like by far the greatest he ever looked in his career. Like the speed was on point, the power was on point. Like Greg Hardy looked good that first round.
I think I picked Greg Hardy too in that fight.
Yeah, I did too. I thought that was gonna be the fight where like he leaps into title contention. Nah, man. And then he slowed down the second because like he's like a fat. You know what he talked about in media day yesterday? You know how much he weighs out of camp?
How much? Oh, a lot. I know it's a lot. It was like
310.
Holy, wait, what?
310, and he weighs right now 290.
Dude, what the fuck? That's so.
It's like no wonder he has cardio problems, bro. Like,
you need barbecue, man. Bro.
I believe he lives in Texas, so I don't blame him. You know. Anyways, man, I'm gonna take serious feedback here. Not confident at all about it though. I really think it's a fight like where Greg Hardy can't pull it off.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We're probably gonna look at it in hindsight. We've been like, damn, we should have picked Greg Hardy. You know, I feel like look, actually, I think this whole main card, I think there could be a lot outside of Kevin Holland, maybe Alex Oliveira. There could be a lot of. Well, in hindsight, looking back at it, I feel like it's gonna be one of those cards.
I feel like I feel bad saying this about Cowboy Oliveira because he's always been one of my favorites. I feel like every single fight outside of that is a coin flip. Like every single one. Like I would not be surprised if the other person won. Like even Hanada Moicano took that fight on a super short notice just because I think he's a bad matchup for RDA, but because of the 5 rounds and picking against him. Like I'm hyped for this main card, man. Very, very hyped. Looking down to the undercard, my man. What are some of the fights that you're looking to, talk about preview?
You know, I gotta highlight the ladies once again, Josh. Marina Rodriguez versus Yan Xiaonan, a banger at strawweight. Marina Rodriguez, man, she's right there for a title shot, isn't she? She's right there. Obviously, Carla Esparza is next in line, but dude, I've said it, Josh. I think at this weight class, this belt's gonna be moving, bro. I don't think Rose can be champ, like, for very long at this weight division, dude. Because there's a girl. After each girl, there's another girl, Josh, right now in this weight class.
Mm-hmm. And I actually thought that Rose should have lost her title in her last fight. So I think I'm coming.
We were on the same page.
if she's struggling with Wei Li's like wrestling, I'm not sure how it's gonna go for fucking. I really don't know how it's gonna go for her with Carla Esparza. I mean, we already know that it didn't work well the first time, but like
we'll see what happens the next time, man. Obviously, Rose has gotten better and Esparza's gotten better, but we're not there yet.
No, we're not. Regardless, though, I am, I'm pumped for this one. Winner of this has got to get a title shot. I mean, even if it's Yang John Allen, like, who else is there?
I don't know Yan would get one. I mean, there's other. Who else is there? I think they would want Yan to get another win because she just lost to Esparza.
That's true, but who else would be there, though? That's the problem.
I mean, there has to be someone behind. This division has so many ladies right now. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I had it up a second ago. I mean,
feel free. I could be wrong, but I don't believe there's really anybody at this point.
Lucas McCurrency Dern did just lose, so she kind of did get knocked down.
She hasn't gotten a win since then either.
Yes, I guess no Nina Nunes. You're right. Tisha Torres, most definitely not. Amanda Ribas is a little distance away. Says Amanda Lemos. Jenna Roba too, a little behind. So I mean, but there is girls there, like there is talent that can get there.
Oh yeah, they can eventually. There's no doubt.
So I guess you're right. I guess the girl of this is pretty much set up for maybe like a fight against Wei Li or a fight against all I'm saying is Yan Xiaonan wins this. They should just make the super fight to China.
They should. But Wei Li's gonna be fighting Joanna in the summer.
I don't know why they're doing that. Like, it was the banger of the fight the first time, but I'm like, dude, Joanna is like fought like one time each year.
I'm afraid about that because you know what really sucks is whenever they have like a rematch of an awesome fight and it's not the same.
Oh,
does anybody even you talk to a lot of new fans, like most people don't even know that Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner fought twice.
I think I did know that.
Yeah, but regardless, it was pretty fucking bad. That's why nobody remembers. So I don't want them to ruin the memory of the first fight. But yeah, I mean, I guess winner of that maybe? I don't know. I mean, 115's in a weird place. Like if Marina Rodriguez loses this, like what do you do? Like,
That really sucks because they're gonna have to do. If Whaley wins, they're gonna have to do Whaley for the trilogy.
exactly. Like, there's not many options. Like, they should just.
Well,
They should have Mackenzie Dern fight a can, so that way.
Well, no, actually, I'm looking at it right now. Mackenzie Dern is fighting Tisha Torres.
Ooh, the winner of that then, maybe.
And Amanda Lemos is fighting Jessica Andrade.
Whew. Okay, yeah, so maybe there's more than we're thinking of, honestly.
Yeah. And Amanda Ribas is fighting Michelle Waterson. And Verna Generova is fighting Angela Hill. So they got the division moving.
Okay. All right, I follow them.
And Luana Pinheiro is fighting Jessica Penne, who's ranked above her, I believe.
Is Jessica Penne even ranked?
Yes.
Wow. That's crazy. I had no idea that she was actually
ranked 13th, bro. Come on.
Wow, that's awesome. I knew that she's won a couple fights in a row, but like, she's an interesting story. I never thought in a million years that like because she was so good, but then she had all that drama with like USADA and a bunch of other stuff, you know. Yeah, she came back and she's been winning fights, dude. Shout out her.
Yeah,
shout out. Anyways, yeah, man, that's a very interesting fight. But dude, we're highlighting the women. I want to highlight the women's flyweight women. You know, man, I'm pumped for this fight. I really am. I mean, I've hyped up Maria Agapova since like 2018, dude. She did have the slip up against Shayna Dobson. It happens, but she's got beef with Marina Moroz. Like, they got real beef. Like, it's flying under the radar. But these two used to train. Actually, funnily enough, I think they trained at ATT together. Do you know the story?
No, I don't. Please.
So Maria Agapova left ATT, and Maria Moroz said that she left ATT because she was a drug addict who like threatened to stab people and like a bunch of crazy shit. Now, I love Maria Agapova. Would not be surprised. I remember one of the first things I read about her was that she does paintings, but like with her own blood. Like, the girl's fucking metal, okay?
That's a bit hardcore.
That's metal as fuck. Let's be honest. But regardless, these two got massive beef because of like Marina talking shit, and I was surprised they made this fight. But yeah, man. And also Marina Moroz coming off 2 wins in a row. Like, she's always been very inactive, but she's like, you know what? I'm coming back for this one. Like, which I'm hyped for, dude. I really am hyped for it. Obviously, Marina Moroz, she's kind of been in the news recently because she's from Ukraine, and I think she like made the headlines for like telling Vladimir Putin to go fuck himself or something. So shout out Marina Moroz. Very hyped for this fight, man. I'm very, very excited for this one. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Other fights on the card, man. Not a super deep one, at least in my opinion, but there are some underrated bangers. Brian Kelleher taking on Umar Nurmagomedov. That's a huge one, at least in my opinion. Brian Kelleher's always kind of been the litmus test at featherweight. If you're better than Brian Kelleher, you're probably in the top 15. If you're not, you're outside the top 15. That's just the way it works. And Umar, man, he's 13-0. Obviously, I believe he's the cousin of Habib. I believe that's the relation. Yeah, man. Yeah, excited for it. Obviously, Tim Elliott's also back. Is there any other fights that I may have missed?
KC represent. You know it.
Yeah.
What's it called? Kennedy Njoku, he's back at 205. I want to see him grow, man. I see him fight, but he's like eking them out. And it's just, I want him to get a good, solid win, dude, in the UFC. I don't think I've gotten that from him yet. Not a tough guy in front of him, though. On top of that, Luva Klein, man, disappointed me, dude, in the last few fights, man. I don't know what's going on. I was so hyped up for him, dude. I kept hyping him each time he was going to fight. I'm like, I know it didn't work out last time. Shit. I don't know if it's going to work out this time, but I'm going to bring him up. He's fighting Devante Smith.
Yeah. And that fight's going to be really good, dude. Devante Smith, man, I remember he's not gone the way I thought he would. Like, I really, really thought this kid was going to be like and he still can. He's still only 28, but like, man, like he's had some rough fights recently, man. He really has. But we'll see what happens here, man. I mean, both these guys were both prospects at one point, and they've run into some struggles, you know. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll have to see what happens. Yeah, man, I believe that's all for this card. At least is interesting fights, guys. I do want to give a quick shout out. Jalen Turner's back. I love that kid. Very big fan of him.
Shout out.
Yeah, big fan of that kid. Yeah, overall, nice card. It's definitely one for the hardcores. I'll put it like that. Like, they got the casual fight at the top with Colby and Masvidal, but looking on down
but the main card is built well to be Barboza.
It is.
Honestly,
Exactly.
it starts off well. It has a good build-up. I think they did a good job constructing the main card for once, which in recent time, that's been a very big
It's been
struggle for them.
rough.
I mean,
Yeah.
UFC, if you want to hire someone, to help you organize the main card, just organize the main card. That's it. The bout order, hit me up.
Mm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, if they ever need somebody, they can hire us, dude. It'll go great.
Nah, fuck that. They just need me, Josh.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll go fuck myself then.
Just kidding. I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, I know. As far as is there anything else you may be missing in the sports world that you want to talk about before we close out?
I mean, shit. Do you want to talk about Bellator since we talked about it last week?
Oh yeah, correct. I forgot about Bellator. Yeah, dude. I don't think there's a whole lot to really talk about with this one. I mean, look, dude, Gegard. There's no easy way to put this. Gegard Mousasi beat the shit out of Austin Vanderford.
Dude, that was devastating. That was a devastating fucking loss for Austin Vanderford. I did not think it would end that quickly. I thought it was to be. I thought Austin was gonna maybe take him down early on in the first round, make Gegard really grind it out. Gegard has to come back and fight. It was not the case at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it was rough, dude. It was really, really rough. I remember thinking oh yeah, he might be able to pull it off, like Austin Vanderford. Because I thought he's young, he's super tough, great wrestler. Nah, man, no chance, not at all.
Gegard's just that guy.
Yeah, man, Gegard's that dude. He really, really is. He beat the hell out of him.
It's bad when they get in that fetal position, Josh. I'm gonna just be honest. When he turned over to the side and he got in that fetal position, covered up, I was just like,
yeah. Everybody said that he might have been an injury, but apparently not.
Damn,
there's been nothing
that
about
actually kind of makes sense if you think looking back at it, the way he ended up rolling over to the side like that. It could have made sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was an injury too at first, but it's been a week since this fight, and he hasn't come out with anything. So I'm starting to think maybe
we would have found that out pretty much right after the fight, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so obviously we don't know, but anyways, also
Kavanaugh.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to bring up. The co-main event, dude. This was a surprising one.
It's an upset.
Liam McCourt losing to Sinead Kavanaugh, and by the way, Sinead Kavanaugh is gonna fight Cyborg next, apparently.
Dude, I can't believe they even mentioned that, or that's even a thought.
I mean, is that confirmed? That's what I saw on Twitter. I didn't watch this fight live.
I saw some shit on that on Twitter. From what I heard, dude, I heard that Liam McCourt had some low-level IQ, bro. I guess
apparently Sinead fucked up her leg in the final round, and she took her down.
I think it was 2 rounds. There was 2 rounds where she could have capitalized on it, and she just didn't. Don't know what happened there, man. Disappointed for her. But we said it, though. We even said, do not doubt Sinead Kavanaugh going into this fight. She could actually do something.
Yeah, for sure. And she did, dude. I mean, I'm a big fan of Sinead Kavanaugh. Like I've said it before, the record does not always tell the tale. She's a gamer, dude. She comes to bang, and she's tough as shit. You're not going to have an easy fight against her. And, it didn't work out. It did not work out for Liam McCourt, which, sucks because I would have much rather seen her versus Cyborg, but I guess they're going to run it back because they have nobody else. So that's really lame. But it is. It is what it is. Yeah, not a whole lot to talk about this card, honestly. I mean, Brett John's got a nice win. Our boy, Kirill Slednikov, lost, so that sucked. Shout out Baby Fedor, though.
Not surprised.
Yeah, same here.
Happens there.
Yeah, man, not a whole lot to talk about, at least in my opinion.
No, it was a lighter. It had its fights, but it wasn't anything too exciting. Obviously, the big Bellator card is still yet to come, right? Bellator London, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, and obviously
that one's gonna be different though, because all the stuff in Ukraine.
Yeah, everything going on in the world, right? Well, not in the world, I should say, but in Europe, if we're being specific, right? Yeah. Yeah, obviously that's changed some stuff, and we don't know what's gonna happen with certain fights. Shit, we don't even know what's gonna happen for certain UFC events. And speaking about that too, Josh, I actually don't even have the agenda pulled up right now. I feel so dumb, but it's okay. So that's where we ended up. Okay. What else was I gonna bring up? Boxing, dude. Have you kept up with anything with boxing? Out of curiosity.
In terms of recent fights?
Yes, there was a few announcements being made. Obviously, Canelo. He had his press conference yesterday.
He's gonna be fighting, Bivol. We know about that one.
May.
And the Triple G trilogy.
And yeah, that's true. But Triple G's fighting as well. He just had his first day of camp yesterday, day before yesterday.
Yeah.
And he got a
They
fight
got
change. Yeah. That got moved.
Yeah, that one's confirmed now. Not what is it, Murata. So that should be fun. But I wouldn't even be surprised if Murata pulls that one off. Although who knows? I mean, Triple G's still got a. He's older, man, but he's still so good. Like, there's a reason why he's still champ. You know.
Facts. What else was I gonna bring up with that? Also,
Are
we
you
got
excited
YouTube
for
boxing
Deji?
this week. Yeah, I was about to say Deji's about to fuck shit, dude. What do you mean, Tommy Temper, dude? He's gonna take down Jake Paul. I'll put it like this, Josh. Look, I'm gonna say this, Josh. I heard Tommy has hands.
Really?
I've heard Tommy has hands.
Mm.
So
Wouldn't
I
be
don't know.
surprised.
I don't know. We haven't talked about YouTube boxing or YouTube anything related in a while, but I hadn't brought it up because this one hasn't been hyped up too much.
No, it's really low key. I forgot it was happening until I got a press release about it yesterday.
It's a UK versus USA card with some, not the biggest of YouTubers, but like big personalities in her own little space,
Yeah, so as far as the fights going down, it's going to be Deji versus Alex Wasabi in the main event. Co-main event, King Kenny versus Face Temper.
Those are the big two, honestly. I mean, there's some other names on there, but nothing relevant to, I'd say, like a lot of people would know outside of those guys.
Yeah, that's the only couple guys that I know anyway.
I mean, I'll be watching it. I'm gonna check it out. It's only $10 for the pay-per-view, which honestly, these guys, they priced that perfectly. You know what I mean?
They did. They found the sweet spot. Remember whenever everybody I'm not sure if you remember when the first KSI fight against
was $10?
No. I mean, the first one was free against Joe Weller.
Oh yeah.
And then they did the pay-per-view, and
that
everybody was like, "Oh my god!" Like they were complaining about it, and like they did like 1.7 million buys
for $10,
like something insane.
$10, Josh.
Shit, dude, for $10, I'll watch it.
I mean, I'm gonna watch this one for $10, man. I mean, shit, I watched BKFC last week for $10 too, or whatever it was.
Exactly.
I was entertained.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's pretty much it, right, for this week. I mean, what do we got next week? Looking ahead, I know. Fuck, what is that, man? Is that Thiago Santos? Am I mistaken?
That is Thiago Santos. Oh man, I love this fight versus Magomed Ankalaev. Oh,
Marlon Moraes, Song
Yadong, Alex Casero, Sadiq Youssef. Oh,
that's a banger. Drew Dober, Rick Glenn.
Alex
Bahia. Ooh, this is a low key banger,
dude. This is banger. I can't believe we didn't know about this.
AJ Fletcher. Okay, Chris Moutinho. I like it. Miranda Maverick
stepping on a short notice to take on Sabina Mazo.
I like
dope fight.
I'm excited for next week already, dude.
Yeah, same dude. It's gonna be a hell of a show. I mean, is there
and a recap and the pay-per-view recap?
It's gonna be, dude, all bangers. Same as this episode, guys. All bangers. You know it. You know you enjoyed this one.
Hit it, Josh. Hit it.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. As always, I'm at Josh Evanoff on Twitter. Follow me. He's at Ortega_01. Follow him at Courtside Sound for all things learning the show. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace and butt grease. Mouse click.